Today we're going to run through a Gator pipe repair patch system. This is something new that's from Gator Drain Tools. We have two systems. Two systems are, one is a reusable packer multiple times. Today we're going to kind of go through the disposable packer system. Comes in two kits. One is a pipe patch with the disposable packer skin, and then the other one will just come with a standard pipe patch. So every pipe repair system comes in its own package, all self-contained. Each repair, 3 feet and 6 foot lengths. This is a 3 foot length. What we're going to do is every kit comes with your packer skins. So every time we do a repair, we're going to put two pieces of plastic over top of your rubber. It's going to do a couple different things. It's going to actually allow you to reuse even your disposable pack a couple times. It's also going to create a barrier between the epoxy and the rubber. Obviously this is pretty important for the extraction side of things. This packer is already ready to go. So essentially every kit comes with a liner and already installed wet out sleeves. So this is actually to contain any of the excess resin. You'll also see that every repair comes with pull tape in it, and we'll be going through that pretty quickly once we start pulling the packer through. So one side will have a hole in it. You can see there's a slit here. That's going to be basically what we're going to do with that is that'll help us pull through. So we're going to take the end with the slit, we're going to fold that plastic down. On the other end, we're going to pull the repair up even with the sleeve. This is going to be the end that we actually introduce our epoxy into. Okay. Every kit again has the pull tape down both sides. You don't want to lose that. Every single kit also comes with our part B, and our larger pail is part A. Everything that we do here at Gator Drain Tools is going to be a 2-to-1 mix ratio. Essentially all you have to do is take your seal tape off. You're going to open up your A, and typically with our B, we want to shake this up. We got a couple different chemicals in here that allows us to accelerate our base resins. So basically you're going to want to shake this up just for about 10-20 seconds. It gets the color nice and mixed up. So each part, the A is always going to be a white, and our B will just be a heavy dark green. Okay? Once we have those two pails opened up, I'm going to put my gloves on. So with this system here, this is what we like to call our low touch system. So there's low interaction with the chemicals and the resins. A lot of systems that you see out there are going to be, quite a mess. They're going to be pouring over an open liner. They're going to be pouring over an open bladder. They're mixing things with spatulas and moving epoxy slugs around the piece of material. Then once they wrap that material or slide it through, you're going to see a lot of the resin dripping and oozing out all over the place. We like to keep things a little neater here. So essentially everything we do is a low touch. So once we kind of get our gloves on, repair is ready. We're obviously working on some plastic here just to contain any drips. And then I'm going to introduce my B straight into my A pail. You really want to kind of make sure you've got a lot of it. Now you've got about 15-20 minutes of working time with this. So you do want to kind of take your time. Replace your lid and simply shake. So we're going to shake this for about a minute. What we like to do too is turn it upside down so we're getting any of that residual A that is kind of not solidified, but it's quite a thick product, so you want to make sure that you're getting any of that A that's been sitting on the bottom and you're not just mixing the A that's on the top of the pail. So again, we're going to shake this up for a good minute or so. You can use a drill, but again, we like to keep everything kind of neat and tidy. When you use a drill, a lot of times you're going to have excess resin on your drill paddle. You also stand a chance of introducing air into your mix. So we like to keep things a little bit closed up. So once we're done mixing this, what we're going to have is we're going to have actually a very light green finished product. You'll see it there on the top. So that is all thoroughly and fully mixed now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to simply take our end, hold up our liner, make sure you got a good crease in the bottom. And we're simply going to pour this full mixture, total mixture into our liner bag. You really want to try to get all of it. Again, the viscosity is pretty high, so it is a thicker product. So it will take you a little bit to get all the drips out of it. So once we've reached this stage, we're going to pull our sleeves up a little bit, and then we're going to fold that back, and we're going to lie that down. So take our small wet out tool. You see the armband. Switch out hands. And again, just apply a little bit of pressure. You'll see that that liner will go nice and green. That's how we know that we're fully wet out. That product is starting in the middle of the liner and working its way to the outside. We know everything is wet out. Again, just applying a little bit of pressure to it, creating a little bit of a slug. You get some air at the end of the liners. If you don't have one of these tools, these wetter tools are available at Gator Drain. They're handy. They really are a lot better than what you would find as far as working with a small piece of pipe, which is what a lot of people do. Once we're down at the end here, you'll see on both sides, we'll pull this plastic down straight. Again, just make sure we got it all wet out, and we're gonna squeeze any excess epoxy into this plastic. We're gonna pull it off, squeeze it again, and once we're done, you can see any excess epoxy is closed up. I'll do the same to the other end. Again, excess epoxy, all contained. So now that our sleeve is completely wet out, you'll see green. What you want to see, you can feel the weight of it, so you know all of your product is going to be in there. Essentially now we've got our pull straps. So you're going to want to release these pull straps from the tape that's holding them. It's quite an easy little pull. Doesn't take anything really at all. So I'm going to locate my slit, which is on this piece right here. And we're going to simply tie our packer to that end. So just a couple loops is really all you need. Again, always appreciating the fact that you are working with an ambient cure, quicker cure resin. So essentially, all you're going to do is you're going to open this up, place this packer in there, thumb into the slit, and you're really just going to pull that packer right through. What's nice about this system is it really is and can be a one-man job. So you can see that's about the only interaction that we're going to have with the epoxy itself, is pulling in that bladder. But again, you can see the difference between the Gator pack system and what's available out there with the guys as far as the amount of mess that you end up having to go through when you are doing this type of thing. So I always like to just wipe this down, get any excess away from everything. Our next phase is going to be to tape this up. So with that being said, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually introduce a a little bit of air. So typically it's about 3 pounds. So we're going to hook that up. That's going to introduce just a little bit of air. Maybe about 2, maybe 3 pounds max. And then we're going to take that liner, and you can see the excess we've got. This is for a 4-inch, so you can see how much room we actually have to actually work with this. So I'm going to take that and fold it. And we're going to tape up that front end. Okay? And then once we've started this fold, you'll actually see that it actually just kind of continues almost on its own as you walk down the liner and tape it up. Again, no mess, guys. That's the key. You can imagine working in somebody's basement with all that goopy mess. And not only working in that basement, but actually bringing it in even from outside. Can be pretty messy when you get into finished basements. So how many tapes you're going to put on here? Really, the driving factor is how many 45s and how many bends you're going to have. All of our systems come with air rods. So basically, everything is now ready to go. It's a nice small package. Again, we're probably dealing with about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches of clearance when this goes in. And again, you can see no resin mixing anywhere. We also like to put a couple slits in here, which helps the resin migrate. And that's it. That is ready to go. It's stiff. It's got 2 or 3 pounds of air in it. And that repair is now ready to launch. Just so everybody can see too, what we'll do is we'll just inflate this a little bit up to 15 pounds, and you'll see what happens actually in that pipe. So we introduce that air in place, that tape will pop. And basically there you have it. So now you're fully inflated, and these resins are all brewed to mix to be about a 1 hour cure. That 1 hour cure is dependent on 70 to 75 degree starting time. Higher starting time, the less time you have to work. You have to keep that in mind. You can see we're getting resin migration out of our seams already. And essentially, the colder the resin, the little bit longer you have. So the best thing to do is always kind of keep your resins at 72. Then you're guaranteed that you're a 1 hour to 1.5 hour full cure. 1.5 hours, this is done, and this will be rock hard, which is going to be impermeable to roots or infiltration.